To me, Global Reach Out is inspiring.
It's connecting with God, reaching out to the world, and impacting life.
The stories that shared is so personal and it deeply impacted me.
Global Reach Out to me is reach out to the truth.
Connecting hearts, connecting lives. You're listening to Global Reach Out.
Hi. Welcome, fathers and mothers and grandparents. Welcome to the World Meets a Father, Bringing Heaven Home series again. And we are beginning on chapter 2, the cry of the children. Why the cry of the children? Simply because in chapter 1, the topic was Satan came to earth with one purpose: to destroy the lives of fathers, mothers, marriages, and children, whomever he can get his hand on. The cry of the children in pain simply because also Satan had become the substitute fathers through the internet, through Google, and have given the children a false kind of what true love is all about. Satan became the father in a very sly way. And the true love of God the Father and from their own human father is not being experienced. They're experiencing false kind of love that the world gives. And they can never be happy. They will be crying out for the Father's love. And so the real issue here, researched in many, many countries over the years, have shown there are a lot of dysfunctional family life in the world. And the biggest problem is what you see in front of you, fatherlessness. Stephen Baskerville from Howard University had done quite a detailed research, and it discovered that virtually every major pathology has been linked to fatherlessness. All the violent crime you see, drug, alcohol abuse, teen pregnancy, suicide, all correlate more strongly to one single factor, fatherlessness, than any other factor that you can think about. And so you will realize also that the rising divorce is also one of the crises that escalates fatherlessness. This is a research done in CNA in Singapore. The 6 reasons for divorce has been: 1, unreasonable behavior, spousal violence, abuse, quarrel, communication problem. The next one is having lived apart for more than 3 years. And 61.6% are divorce initiated by women, not men. Adultery is one of them. Desertion and financial problem is one of them. Marrying young and lacking intimacy is another reason. These are all the facts. But what do these statistics tell us? It's simply there that society is wounded, breaking up, fragmenting. Marriages with a high rate of divorce are breaking up. Families are also breaking up, falling apart. It is the realities of what we can see before us. What then can be done to stop this from escalating? I believe with all my heart, you, fathers, mothers, grandparents, and me, we can do something about it to prevent the evil one from causing further destruction. We need to stand against all the ungodly influence before us that are penetrating into families without us realizing it. The internet, the pornography, the addiction that young children at the age of 9 are caught up into it. It is a very simple practice, ritual, if all of us can keep to it. That is what you see on the right-hand side. Setting up of personal prayer altars. The time that we come before God every day, praying for the special covering of God's presence and blood upon every one of our child, coming together with your wife to pray every day, not when you feel like it, but not when you have the time for it, to come together to really pray that the devil will not have its way in our lives. And family altar, once a week probably. Gather all the families together and really pray, pray, pray. It is as simple as that, because it is not happening as frequent as I would like to see. So with that in mind, you will realize that when fathers are actively involved in the life of the children, the devil will not have any kind of negative influence in the life. In fact, many research have been proven that children of highly involved fathers see them cognitively do better in school. Academically, they perform better. Physically, they are healthier. Socially, they are more engaged. And they have better emotions control. They control their emotion better. And spiritually, they are more inclined. Spiritually, they are more sensitive to God and to spiritual things. I want to shift focus for us to realize that we need to look at the spiritual development of our children. It has been done as a research in a journal article in 1997 that the image of God that children have derived is at the age of 6 years old onwards from the image they carry of their own father. Isn't it so important that fathers at that age, that is the image that your children will have about who God is. And therefore, it is significant how we portray ourselves at home to them. Very important. And if this is the kind of attitude we portray, it will affect our children's image of God. Let us look at the first one. That the absent father actually portrays an absent God. Many fathers, don't know about China, but in Singapore, they are physically present at home, but emotionally, they are absent, busy with their own work. And that is not good. Then, busy with work, with their phones and all that. They are disconnected from their children. So a disconnected father portrays that a God is disconnected as well, disconnected God. The next one is interesting. A permissive father portrays a permissive God. Don't know about many countries, but there are some in Singapore. The child is a king. The fathers and mothers are so afraid to offend the children, they call the shot. It becomes a child-centric home when it should be a Christ-centered home. It should be a Christ-centric home, not a child-centric home. And it is happening in some families because they just love the child in that manner. And again, that's not healthy in portraying the image of God. And then, if you neglect your child, it simply means the child will feel that God is also neglecting him. A neglecting father portrays a neglecting God. And then we talk about an emotional father portrays an emotional God. It's okay to cry, in front of a child. It's okay to show emotions. Then you are real, you're authentic, and the child see the father is real. And we need to portray that God is also real. God is an emotional God. And the next one is, the last one, we talk about a loving father portrays a loving God. A loving father makes a loving family or makes a happy family. So it is very important for fathers to realize that we have to be God in skin on for our children. We fathers have to portray in skin, in our lives, that God is alive in us. And we have to express that love, unconditional love, to our children, to our wives, so that they can then see and know and realize, hey, I can see God in our Father. so important. So let's look at the reflective question. There are 3, and in your groups, wherever you are, think through about this 3 questions, which I think is very important. How involved are you in the cognitive, emotional, social, physical, and spiritual development of your child? I've used the word God with skin on. What does it mean? What is God with skin on means? And then question 3, how can I initiate a positive influence by being God with skin on for my children? Have fun looking at all those 3 questions and do something about it. Thank you very much.
The program is proudly presented by Global Reach Out. We welcome you to share our live enriching webcasts with family and friends through our website, global-reachout.org. Let's reach out to bless more lives together.